Pick up any screenwriting manual, and you'll find advice that sounds like it should work for plays. Robert McKee's story teaches three-act structure. Sid Field preaches, show, don't tell. Blake Snyder insists, character is revealed through action. None of this is wrong exactly, but none of it accounts for what happens when you put living actors in front of breathing people in shared time and space. A play isn't a movie waiting for a camera. It's a live event that completes itself through performance. If you write for the stage, you're in the right rehearsal room. Subscribe. What changes when you write specifically for that living circuit between actor and audience? McKee and Field will teach you story structure and character arcs. They won't teach you how to write a line that works in a human mouth, or how to sustain a scene in real time without cuts to help you, or why your perfectly crafted monologue dies the moment someone tries to perform it. I'm walking through 7 principles that separate stage writing from every other form. Each addresses something specific about the medium: the actor's body, the audience's presence, the constraints of live performance. Each will change how you approach your next draft. Write for the actor's instrument, not the audience's imagination. When David Mamet writes, Ricky enters, pissed off about the thing with Gloria, he's not being lazy. He's giving the actor space to make choices. The moment you write, Ricky enters, his jaw clenched with barely contained rage over Gloria's betrayal at the Christmas party, you've started writing a novel. An actor's job is to inhabit how a character moves, speaks, breathes. Your job is to give them material that rewards those choices. She's nervous is a note to yourself. She tears the letter into smaller and smaller pieces is a playable action. The actor brings the nervousness. You provide the behavior. This extends to every line of dialogue. Read your scenes aloud. Better yet, have someone else read them to you. If a sentence makes the reader stumble, it will make the actor stumble. If it sounds like written prose when spoken, it is written prose. Tennessee Williams understood this completely. Look at Blanche's speeches in A Streetcar Named Desire. They're heightened, yes, but every word is speakable. Every sentence has rhythm that serves Vivien Leigh's voice, not the page. The difference shows in performance. Structure scenes around obstacles, not information. Theater happens in continuous time in one space, with actors who must sustain energy without cuts or close-ups to help them. That forces you to build scenes that generate their own momentum through what people are trying to do to each other, right now, in this room. In my dramaturgy work, I see writers structure scenes around what the audience needs to know. In this scene, we learn Maya's secret. Here's where Tom explains his plan. That's exposition thinking. Stage scenes work when they're built around what the character is trying to accomplish in this moment, and what's stopping them. Annie Baker's Circle Mirror Transformation is 90 minutes of adults doing theater games in a community center. No murders, no revelations, no grand gestures. But every scene is structured around someone trying to accomplish something specific. To connect, to hide, to impress, to escape. With those people in that room right now. The obstacles are small, but real. The momentum never stops. Your scene becomes, Maya tries to get Tom to forgive her. Not, Maya reveals what happened in Glasgow. The revelation might happen, but it happens because she needs it to get what she wants. Information serves action, not the other way around. Trust the audience to fill gaps, but give them something to fill. Theater audiences are uniquely collaborative. They're completing the circuit with the actors, breathing the same air. They will work with you, but they need material to work with. 2 opposite mistakes kill this collaboration. Over-explaining. Maya, my sister, who betrayed me at our father's funeral last Christmas, I need to tell you something about Glasgow. Under-explaining. You know what you did, with no context for the audience to grab onto. The sweet spot is giving just enough to make them lean forward. I keep thinking about what you said to Dad, right before. The audience doesn't need to know what Maya said, but they need to feel the weight of right before. They'll complete the emotional content if you provide the frame. Carol Churchill masters this balance. Her characters speak in half sentences, interruptions, overlaps. But the half sentences are precisely chosen. The audience completes the thoughts, and in completing them, becomes invested in the outcome. Write entrances and exits that earn their keep. Every time someone comes on stage or leaves, the audience notices. In film, characters appear and disappear through editing. On stage, every entrance is an event. Every exit is a choice. The stage direction I see most often in new scripts is Maya enters. Why now? What brings her? What does her arrival do to the energy already in the room? Maya enters, still shaking snow from her coat. Tells us it's winter, and she's just come from outside. Maya enters, having clearly been listening at the door. Changes the scene's power dynamic immediately. Exits matter even more. A character leaving is a choice with consequences. Are they storming out, slipping away quietly, being forced to go? Each creates different energy for what follows. In Chekhov's Three Sisters, characters constantly enter and leave, and each movement shifts the emotional temperature of the room. Plan your traffic patterns. Know who's on stage when and why. If a character has nothing to do in a scene, find them something to do or get them off stage. Empty presence kills momentum. Make the set work for the story, not against it. You're not writing for a soundstage with unlimited locations. You're writing for a space that has to be built, lit, and changed between scenes. Those constraints should shape your storytelling choices, not fight them. The best plays make their limitations feel inevitable. Tracy Letts wrote August, Osage County for one house, and that house becomes a character. The family can't escape each other because they literally can't escape the space. The set serves the story. Don't write, meanwhile, across town, unless you absolutely need it. Don't write 5 different locations if 3 will do the work. Every time you ask for a new set, you're asking the production to solve a problem. Sometimes that's worth it. Usually, it's not. What does your story need spatially? Intimacy? Isolation? Confrontation? Escape? Design scenes that use space to create those feelings. A two-hander in a small room creates different energy than the same conversation in a vast empty space. Use that difference. Write subtext that actors can play. Subtext isn't what the character is really thinking. It's the tension between what they're saying and what they're doing. It's playable behavior, not hidden psychology. When a character says, "I'm fine," while methodically destroying something, that's subtext an actor can use. When a character says, "I'm fine," while thinking about their childhood trauma, that's just a note to yourself. The actor can't play the thinking. They can play the destroying. Harold Pinter built his career on this distinction. His characters rarely say what they mean directly, but they're always doing something concrete. The gap between polite conversation and aggressive behavior creates the tension. The actors have something to play in that gap. Write actions that contradict dialogue, or dialogue that contradicts behavior, or behavior that contradicts expectation. But make sure it's all visible, hearable, playable. Internal conflict becomes external behavior, or it doesn't exist in theater. End scenes before they end themselves. Theater scenes live or die on momentum. The moment energy starts to drain, the audience feels it. Cut before that happens, not after. Most scenes have a natural climax where the central conflict peaks. Writers often keep going past that moment, explaining what just happened or setting up what comes next. Stop at the peak. Let the blackout do the work. This differs from film, where you might linger on a reaction shot or add a button. Theater blackouts are hard cuts. They create their own punctuation. Watch for the moment when characters start repeating themselves, or when conflict resolves into explanation. That's your exit cue. David Mamet's scenes end like gunshots. The conflict peaks, someone makes a choice, lights out. The audience fills in what happens next. What can you take back to your draft? Pick one scene you're struggling with and ask, what does the main character want in this specific moment? What concrete action are they taking to get it? What specific obstacle is stopping them? If you can't answer all three, you don't have a scene yet. You have a conversation. Second exercise, read your dialogue aloud, but only the subtext. If a character says, "I'm happy to see you," while backing toward the door, read it as, "I'm trying to get away from you." If the subtext version is more interesting than what's on the page, you're on the right track. The best playwrights don't write better characters or more clever dialogue than everyone else. They write material that comes alive when actors touch it. They understand that a play isn't a story that happens to be performed. It's a live event that uses story as fuel. The writing serves the performance, not the other way around. Once you start thinking that way, everything changes. I'm Dramatur, your AI dramaturg and creative partner for playwrights and librettists. I specialize in helping you write for the stage. Subscribe for more stagecraft thinking and dramaturgical insights. See you back in rehearsal.